Hi everyone, this is Liz from the Beverly Public Library. I'm here today to walk you through how to use the Beanstack app to keep track of your summer reading goals and to participate in our summer reading programs. The first thing you'll need to do is to download the Beanstack app onto whatever device you're planning to use it on. So just go to the App Store and search for Beanstack and download it. And once you've done that, regardless of whether you've created a Beanstack account before online or whether this is your first time setting up a Beanstack profile, you'll be greeted with this Getting Started screen. This screen highlights some of Beanstack's features, and you can take a look at that. But once you're ready, you'll just click Get Started, and it'll then prompt you by asking if your school, library, or bookstore already uses Beanstack. And since you're signing up for the Beverly Public Library's summer reading programs, yes, you do want to participate using Beverly Public Library. So you'll click Yup. And then you're going to search for Beverly Public Library. You just type that in the search bar up here. And then you'll see Beverly Public Library come up as a result. And now you're brought to a sign-in screen. And if you already have a sign-in, you would log in right here. If you don't, then you would just click on Don't Have an Account, Sign Up. And you would pick a username and associate an email with the account and create your password. I already have one, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. Okay, and once you're in, you might see a pop-up on it saying what challenges are available to you. But if you don't, that's okay. You'll click out of that pop-out if you have it. I have it. And then it'll show you your home screen. And this is what your home screen will look like. It'll show you what you've been up to on the app lately, what you've been reading, your stats on your reading, so like how much time you've spent reading, the challenges you're currently participating in, all of that. And to get to your home screen at any given point, you see on the bottom row here that there's a menu with a few different options. You can always click on Home and that'll bring you right back here. If you're planning to use this account as a family account with multiple readers on it, you're going to want to set up individual reader profiles before we start logging any reading. So to do that, you're going to go to Account, that's right over here. And this brings you to a settings page where you can edit your account information or add readers. So what you'll do is you'll click on Readers, and you'll notice that whoever set up the account is automatically set up as the reader for this account. For me, that would have been Liz, but I've already added a reader since then. So if you want to add a reader, you'll just click on Add a Reader. And you'll fill in all of the personal information. So fill in the name, the age, and the affiliation. Under affiliation, if you click on it, it's a drop-down menu with different libraries and schools that you might want to affiliate your account with so that you can participate in challenges that those libraries and schools have going on through Beanstack. So you will want to choose Beverly Public Library if you want to participate in our adult or children's summer reading programs. You'll still be able to choose the children's summer reading programs if you choose one of the Beverly schools. It'll just also allow you to participate in any programs that the school might have going on. Once you've set that up, under Readers, you'll see a second profile with the information that you created just now. So I have myself, and I also have Dot's my dog, but I created a profile for her just to test this out. Once you've set up all the reader profiles that you're planning to set up, you can toggle between the profiles. The way that you do that is you see in this top right corner that it has a circle with some initials in it. For me, it's Liz Caffey, so LC. I can click on that and it'll allow me to switch reader profiles just by clicking on the one that I actually want to see. So I just switched over to Dot's profile. And now if I go to my home screen, it'll show different stats, it'll show different recent titles, because Dot's reading different things than I am. Once you've set up all your reader profiles, we're ready to start logging our reading. So all you'll have to do for that is click on the plus button, and that'll bring up some options for things to log. You'll want to log reading, so click on reading. and then you choose who's reading. So I'll choose Dot for this. And you can choose more than one person if you're reading something together. I could do both me and Dot, but I'm just gonna do Dot. And that pulls up this logging method menu. So if you're starting a new book, you'll want to put in the title information, and there's a few ways to do that. The first one is this Scan ISBN option. If you click on that, it's going to ask you for permission to access your device's camera if your device has a camera. So you'll go ahead and say yes and let it access that. And then if you have the physical book, what you'll do is you'll then hold up the physical book on the back where the ISBN is and hold up the camera so that this red line lines up with the ISBN. It will then scan the ISBN, and once it does, it'll bring up a screen that says title information, and it'll say what the title is, what the author is, and it'll prompt you to save that title information. So if it looks correct, if it looks like it's the right book, you can click Save. And you'll notice there's also this Track Progress option on here. All that does is it allows you to keep track of what page you're on in the book during each reading session, so that you can log that along with how long you've been reading and when you've read. So if you want to do that, you can click on that. When it's green, that means that you get to track progress. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And then when you save, it'll give you this preview title. But I want to show you a couple of other ways that you can save the title information before we get into this preview title screen. So say that you're not comfortable using the camera, or maybe you don't have the physical book on you to scan, or maybe your device doesn't have a camera. You can instead manually enter the ISBN if you have it, which just means you'll type it in instead, and it'll still bring up that same title information page. And if you don't have the ISBN, or you can't type it in for some reason, you can manually enter the title information in yourself. So what you would do in that case is you would just type in the title of the book, the author of the book, and the number of pages in the book under first page of title and last page of title, and you can still choose whether to track the progress or not. Those are all the different ways that you can enter a new book's title information. Once you've saved it, under this logging method, you should be able to search recently logged books. I didn't save it, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and scan it in again. So once you've confirmed and saved the title information, you'll be brought to this preview title screen, and it gives you 3 different options for logging your reading. The first one is Start Reading Session. And when you click on that, this timer shows up. What the timer's doing is it's logging how long you're reading for. So I could set down my phone and start reading for as long as I intended to, and then when I got to a nice stopping point, I could click Done. And then the app will have recorded how many minutes I've been reading for, and it will prompt me what page number I started on and what page number I ended on, and did I finish the book. And so you just click through those and it'll save all of that. Say that I don't like reading that way. Maybe I just want to log reading I've already done, and I don't intend to use it to time myself as I'm reading. Okay, so if I choose search recently logged titles, I can go back and choose the book that I was reading before, that I've already done a reading session for. And I can click Log Past Reading, and it'll ask me when I read, and I can choose a date. So let's say I read yesterday. And it'll ask me how many minutes I read for, and you can approximate, like let's say I think I read about half an hour, so I read for about 30 minutes. And what page number was I on when I first started to read? What page number did I finish on? I don't know, I probably read 25 pages. And did I finish reading the book? No, I didn't. And then I'll click Finish, and it'll log that reading as a session. And now you can see on my stats that my number of minutes has gone up and the number of pages I've read has gone up. And there's a third option for logging reading. Say I read a book a couple of weeks ago and I know I finished it, but I don't really remember how long it took me to read. I could quick log as complete. What that would do is it would not log how many minutes I read for, and would just log that I read this book. So for challenges that are just asking you to read a certain number of books, that works just fine. Dot is in the children's summer reading program, which logs minutes of reading. It asks you to keep track of how many minutes you're reading this summer. So I'm going to get this prompt that says, this reader is in a challenge that requires minutes, and will warn me that quick logging is not going to count the minutes or pages read. So the reading that I'm about to log won't count towards the challenge. So if you're participating in our children's or teen summer reading, both of those require you to log minutes, so you won't really want to do this quick log as complete. But the adult summer reading program is asking you to read a certain number of titles, so it would work just fine for that purpose. And when you quick log as complete, say I did do that, it'll just automatically show you that you've read another book, and it'll immediately bring you back to the home screen just like the other ones did. If you don't want to have to put in all of the book information at all, you can choose to log either day, minutes, or pages only. That's this last option in the logging methods section. And that'll bring up this screen that'll ask you when you read, how many minutes you read, and how many pages you read. So you can just manually enter all of that information if you know it, and that'll work too. But it's kind of fun to be able to see what titles you read. And you can see what titles you've read in a few different places. So on your home screen, of course, you can see your recent titles as I showed you earlier. But you can also go on the bottom menu to log, which will show you all of your recent books. It'll show you all of your completed books in a separate section. It'll show you any badges you earn through our summer reading programs or through other challenges that you're involved in. If you choose to write any book reviews, you can see them over here. So that's another way to see what you've been up to. Now for your logged reading to count towards the summer reading challenges, you'll need to register for our summer reading challenges on Beanstack. And the way to do that is to go to the Discover tab, which is right over here. And when you do, it'll bring up any challenges that you're eligible for based on your affiliation and your age. So right now I'm under Dot's profile. So Dot is listed as a child. So she is eligible for the Beverly Keeps Reading Challenge because that's for Beverly Public Library patrons of all ages. And she's also eligible for the Children's Summer Reading Challenge because she is a child and she is a Beverly Public Library patron. If I switched over to my profile, you'll see that I'm only eligible for the Beverly Keeps Reading Challenge right now. Once the Summer Adult Reading Challenge is up, I'd be eligible for that too. So this is where you'd go to register on Beanstack for our summer reading program challenges. So I'm going to switch back to Dot to show you. For each of the challenges, you'll see a description of what it is, and below each challenge that you have not registered for yet, there'll be a register button. So Dot's already registered for the Children's Summer Reading Challenge, but if I wanted to register for her for Beverly Keeps Reading, I would click on register, and it would say that she's not registered for this challenge. Do I want to register her? I'd click register again. And it'll say that Dot earned a badge for registering, and she's earned a few badges for registering. It automatically counts any books or minutes that Dot has logged within the time frame of the challenge towards that challenge's goal. So you can see that she had 3 books read. Those 3 books counted towards the Beverly Keeps Reading Challenge. If you have any questions about our summer reading program, visit www.beverlypubliclibrary.org/summer-reading, and that'll give you more information about our summer reading programs. Or you can contact the library with any questions you have about our summer reading programs or any more questions about Beanstack.